At a time when several branches of America's military are struggling to meet their enlistment goals, one service seems to be having absolutely no issues signing up new recruits. The Marine Corps says it'll not only meet its recruiting goals for this year, but it's already on track to meet its goal for 2024. Meanwhile, the Army, Navy, and Air Force have all said they will fail to meet their recruitment needs this year. Let's dig in deeper on this one with Allison Jaslow, an Iraq War veteran, retired Army captain, and Chief Executive Officer of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. Allison, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So the Marine Corps, I'm fascinated by this. The Marine Corps is famously known as the toughest branch of the U.S. military. I mean, what are they doing that the other services aren't? What's the secret sauce?
Well, first of all, since I was Army, I don't know that I would cede the toughest branch to the Marines. But I will say that, in the Army's defense, they have to recruit twice as many or almost twice as many recruits as the Marines. But I will say that we should tip our hat to the Marines' efforts here. Not only are they meeting their recruiting goals, unlike the other service branches, but they've also really thought outside of the box. The Army, for example, is piloting some programs to tackle its recruiting issues. But the Marines have really elevated their best and brightest to really give a strong pitch. Folks who've seen combat to talk about the value of service, but also their experience to recruit, and also use outside consultants to help them think about the problem in a way that, the times dictate. We are living in unprecedented times post-pandemic. And, I think the military can be guilty of being very prideful at times. So I think it's a real credit to the Marine Corps that with humility, they've asked for outside help to help them navigate these times. And I think you're seeing the results of that. Yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to pick your brain on, other branches like the Army, the Navy have allowed recruits who score lower on that academic test, right? And then they help them with some, education and kind of strengthen them in that regard. But is this proof that the military doesn't need to lower its standards to meet its recruiting goals?
Well, I will say, I think one of the best things that's happened this year, despite the recruiting crisis, was the Army backtracking on lowering their recruiting standards. I think it's way better for us to put pilot programs or other programs into place to help elevate not only just the academic performance on the ASVAB test, for example, but also to help recruits meet the physical standards as well. We should definitely invest in bringing people up to standard versus lowering standards. I'm someone who served in a military where we lowered standards at the height of the war, and I don't think that was a great call. I think that we need to make sure that when we're prioritizing the health of the all-volunteer force, we're making sure that we're putting strong recruits in the ranks and then allowing the military to kind of elevate their performance from that point forward.
Yeah. Also, a new Gallup poll released on Monday found that confidence in the U.S. military is at its lowest point in 25 years. What kind of impact does that have on recruiting?
It's hard to say. Personally, that's a disappointing statistic. I hope that going forward, we can continue to maintain the trust of the American public. I think that whether it's veterans or the military at large, we're still an institution or a community that has greater trust than a lot of other institutions or communities in the country. But I hope that net, I hope people believe that service is a path that they would want to pursue. I think military service, I wish it was more cool and more in pop culture these days, because I think that would help not only with recruitment, but for people to hold the military in high esteem. But, we're in a new era post the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. And so we'll see how we do on the way ahead.
Yeah, it is certainly a calling, and an admirable one at that. You're all tough. Allison, I stand corrected. All of you are tough. Allison Jaslow, thank you so much, and thank you for your service as well.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.